Everyone, welcome back. Please comment, rate, subscribe, folks. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like, watch, and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen, folks, there's a link tree down below. Has the links to all of my social media platforms. Please go down there. Follow me across all my social media platforms or talk to me because I talk back. Also down there as well as a link to all of my YouTube pages. Please go down there, subscribe to all my YouTube pages, and turn your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Listen, folks, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing a live radio show. Call in. I take live callers. We'll be talking about the Jets. We'll be talking about everything that we got going on. The game we just won, we'll be talking about all of it. So call in. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. So with that said and done and put to the side, I've come to talk to you folks today about Marcus Maye facing DUI charges stemming from an arrest that he had recently in February. Whoa. This kind of came out of nowhere, okay? We were feeling good vibes from the win we just got, and then boom, news just hit the timeline. Oh, man. This whole incident, initially, I guess is just coming to light because it had not previously been reported to the media. So it just got to people. Again, you got guys like Connor Hughes, Rich Samini that are really, kicking out the news. Various other Jets beat writers as well that are kicking out the news now about what's going on here, and it's insane. Marcus Maye's DUI arrest and crash actually happened February 22nd, 2020. He was initially charged with a DUI and 2 more misdemeanors, okay? 2 more. Listen to these. The other misdemeanors he was charged with was DUI, damage to persons or property. The other misdemeanor that he was charged with was leaving the area of a car crash. He was leaving the scene of the car crash. He was also charged with that. Initially, he posted a bond of $1,500 and moved forward, right? Allegedly, Marcus Maye, this all happened on at 7:33 p.m. on the North Florida Turnpike. Marcus Maye was driving a 2018 Mercedes. He ended up crashing into the left rear of a Volvo. Initially, there was reports, hey, there was no injuries at the scene, but the driver of the Volvo is also looking to file a civil suit against him, for damages as well. This is Marcus Maye's first DUI offense, and what's crazier about all of this is this happened 2 weeks before the team voted him the team MVP for 2020. Oh, man. It's crazy. When you look at this situation, of course, you think, hey, Marcus, you got to be smarter than this, right? If you know that these things, and this is just for anybody that's watching, if you've had a couple of adult beverages and, the night's getting away from you and you're feeling a little, up there, go ahead and call a taxi, call an Uber, call somebody else. Don't drive, while you're under the influence of the situation. Again, these are according to reports that he was under the influence. So this is just a really tough situation. But when you push that aside, and we talk about, the impact on the field, you talk about the impact to the Jets. This is a guy that is already, right, out 3 to 4 weeks with an ankle injury. He's supposed to be healing up. Now, of course, because of the NFL conduct policy, of course, he's, subject to that as well. You look at this situation, you get a DUI, you got other charges as well. The NFL could end up suspending him for quite some time. We all know that the NFL, that front office in the NFL has a long history of hammering players for things like this, right? So depending on whenever the suspension is levied, whether it's, when he gets off this injury, maybe, again, because he has a Zoom court meeting on October the 20th. So we'll see what happens with that. If they decide to, level the suspension this year and, serve it to him then, we could be missing him for way more than 3 to 4 weeks, right? Again, we've seen the NFL slam people for stuff like this. So it's just like, man, now we're missing him time off the field. He's going to be away from the field dealing with the suspension as well. And then it starts to talk long-term too, right? Because again, we look at the situation of where he is business-wise with the New York Jets. Coming into this season, what were we talking about? Hey, we got to get Marcus Maye signed. We got to get Marcus Maye signed. That was a lot of the talk during the offseason. This guy we want to keep around. They weren't able to work out a deal. They just weren't able to get it done. So they ended up franchise tagging the guy. And that blew up, right? That went crazy because they ended up franchise tagging him. His agent went off. Eric Bernhardt, he loves to go off, particularly on social media. He's getting ripped up right now as well. But they went off on social media. It was a big humbug. He called out his agent, Eric Burkhart, called out the team, called out Joe Douglas, talking about how, you don't value guys like Marcus Maye. You don't value his, production with the football team. You don't value him and his leadership and all those sides. The Jets don't take care of their leaders, all kind of things like that, right? We saw it blow up in the media. We also saw, interviews with Marcus Maye where, he kind of hinted at the fact that, hey, if they try to franchise me again this upcoming season, I might, ask for a trade and all these things. So you look at, if you're sitting in Joe Douglas's seat at this point, you're looking at this situation, it starts to make you wonder, just like a lot of other GMs around the league is, hey, is this a guy that I want to sign? Is this a guy that I feel like I can trust? If I give him a big deal and keep him with us for years, how do I know that he won't go out there and get another DUI and miss more time? On top of the fact that you also got to think about, if they don't suspend him this season, he's going to get a lengthy suspension probably next season as well. So you're going to miss him for however long going into the season from, the DUI and, the other charges that he's going to get as well. You're going to miss him for that time, and that's going to eat up the time that you actually signed him for. So it's tough. It's a tough situation. So now you're Joe Douglas and you're looking at the situation like, do I give this guy a deal or do I franchise tag him again? Because I don't know, where he's at upstairs. Is he going to go out there and make another mistake that's going to cost me and my football team? Then if you go the other way, because again, as many fans that was out there, screaming for Marcus Maye, sign him and get a deal, I was one of those guys saying, hey, let's keep this guy a Jet if we can. Along with a lot of other fans as well. There were other people in the fan base saying, hey, we should look to trade him. Well, if you're Joe Douglas and you're saying to yourself, okay, well, I don't feel like I totally trust this guy. Let me look to trade him. At this point, this trade compensation isn't going to be as good as it was before, right? Because again, he's a guy that just got a DUI. He's going to be suspended. Teams that maybe would have given you maybe a low first-round pick, maybe a second-round pick, they're looking at the situation now going, maybe a third-round pick. His value has dropped trade-wise because people are not going to want to invest in something when they, know that suspension is coming, and now there's questions about his character, And it sucks. It really sucks. I just wish that Marcus would have been smarter in this situation. He's a great player. I'm not bashing him. I think he's a guy that can rebound from this, but this is definitely going to, for a lot of other people, is going to really bring question marks into their head about Marcus Maye and kind of where he stands, in his decision making. That's just the nature of the business, to be completely honest. That's how it works in the NFL. We've seen other players deal with these same things, where they make a mistake or they have a DUI or a situation, and people just start immediately questioning, hey, can I trust this player if I get this player a long-term deal? So comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. How do you folks feel about this situation? What are your thoughts about Marcus Maye going forward? Are you a person that still wants to see him sign with the Jets? I know I was immediately hit up by some fans that was like, I don't know, Joe. He's making this is a big mistake for a lot of people. So comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. Let's go back and forth. You folks have a good one. Peace.